We're in the Polish port city of Gdansk.
Along the river here. It's beautiful. Gdansk is truly
distinguished by its narrow, colorful houses, largely reconstructed,
as well as historical churches, including one with a stunning amber altar.
We walk the long market of the Old Town, a scenic stretch of landmarks that show off the resilience of this city,
which is also home to Westerplatte, the site where World War II began in 1939.
War never again. We also see another not-so-pretty architectural style at one of Europe's longest residential buildings.
This is big.
And small travel.
We're in
Gdansk,
Poland.
Gdansk is located in northern Poland on the Baltic Sea, with Germany to the west and the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad to the northeast.
We're near the Baltics again.
This is our first time ever in Poland. We are on the Baltic Sea, but this is not the first time we've been to the Baltic Sea. Check that out right here.
We are in Gdansk, Poland. The first time the city was mentioned in history was 997. It was part of the Hanseatic League, which was a network of market towns and guilds, which we also talk about in the Baltics.
We have been to the Baltic states of Europe,
including Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania.
We're at one of the busiest ports, if not busiest port, here in the Baltic part of Europe. This is one of the reasons why World War II was initiated here. This was a very strategic position that the Germans attacked.
It's all in Polish. By the way, you do say the G, Gdansk. We are in front of St. Catherine's Church. We are on the edge of the Old Town here in Gdansk.
Gdansk, Poland. We're at the top of the clock tower here at St. Catherine's Church in Gdansk. Beautiful views. We have views of St. Mary's, which is one of the largest brick churches in the world. The market hall here. And if you continue, even the military defensive fortifications that will protect Gdansk.
That's
way in the distance.
Way over by where that flag is.
Awesome.
This is Jan Hevelius, who was an astronomer and a brewer, and he's actually buried here in St. Catherine's Church.
Wait, I thought that was him. Now.
He does come back to life every now and then. He's teaching me a few things about the stars.
Coffee here in Gdansk.
We are at a place called Fit Cake. It's right across from St. Catherine's Church. We've been here a few times now. Really good coffee. They have more like keto, vegan, very dietary restrictive type food, but it's very good.
Gdansk is considered one of the most beautiful, important cities in Poland.
Nearly 80% of Gdansk was destroyed during World War II, but today
the restoration looks beautiful. A lot of these streets have this gorgeous architecture and beautiful cobblestone streets. It's really fun to walk around the city, and there are a ton of cafes and restaurants and places to walk into. We are headed toward the river.
we're here along the riverside love locks like many other places. The renovated areas here are beautifully done, even though there is a dark history here because Gdansk was destroyed in the past World War. Still today in 2025, it is a really nice city to walk around.
Very nice.
The Solidarity movement of Gdansk helped bring the end of communism in Poland, which we learn more about in various museums.
So we went up to the clock tower here at St. Catherine's with the Gdansk tourist card. We got a 48-hour card. This gets you into most of the museums here, and there are a lot of museums. We're going to show you where we went with these. I think if you're a museum person, definitely think about getting the card.
This is Green Gate right here. If you're a Polish monarch, you would stay above the gates. There are residences back then in the 16th century, and this leads you to the center of Gdansk. Today it's been restored to look more like the central station in Amsterdam.
It is now a museum.
This was the Royal Way. There are actually residences above in this gate. We are inside the gate, above the gate that goes into the longer street. And this is where the Polish royals lived. Now today, it is a modern art exhibition. Very different from when it was used originally.
This is the great view they had.
Small, on the riverside.
Great place to walk. It's a big crowd in here.
Very
You can
crowded.
walk along the river for quite some ways. There's bridges crossing over in various parts. Great walkable city for sure.
There are a confluence of three rivers here in Gdansk. The Vistula, which empties out into the Baltic, the Mutlava, which is the central river, and the Radunia River. There are even islands you can see here and beyond in Gdansk. A little small.
Gdansk, not Danzig.
What?
I don't know. We'll see what that
The
says.
earliest history of Gdansk is from the year 1000. The name Danzig came into usage during the 1300s, when it was under the influence of the Germanic Teutonic Knights.
In the Free City of Danzig, this was a neutral territory which was mostly German.
I would say Gdansk deserves at least a couple days. There are a lot of different little alleyways and roads you can walk down. There are many museums you can check out, churches of course, and a beautiful riverside. Great for walking around. This street translates as Long Market, and it is quite long. These beautiful buildings here, these are where the Gdansk elite would live, and you can see why. Very nice.
Yeah, look at how long this street is.
It keeps going. Right by Neptune's fountain.
And this was erected 1549. If you go past Neptune's, you will find this long street. We think it's called Druga. It's beautiful, stunning. You can appreciate the architecture even more. What a long street. So much.
You see how far it goes. It reminds us a little bit of Plovdiv in Bulgaria, which has the longest pedestrian street in Europe.
I have to admit, this is really nice. This street here is pedestrianized, no cars, and you have just lovely buildings and architecture here. Back to front.
Museum of the Second World War. The architectural style symbolizes the themes of war and peace in its design.
World War II essentially started right here in Gdansk. This is a must-go-to museum. Make sure you have at least a couple of hours. It's very comprehensive. The museum meticulously documents the deadliest conflict in history, and it's a must-do in Gdansk. The museum starts with World War I, then takes you on a path through the years leading to September 1st, 1939, when Germany fired the first shots in Westerplatte.
It then shows the ripple effects across Europe and eventually the rest of the world, with various exhibits focusing on the Nazis' aggressive, expansionist policies, which set the stage for mass murder and near complete devastation of Poland.
This is the main town hall. This was completely destroyed in World War II, rebuilt of course.
Poland and Lithuania were a large commonwealth for over 200 years until 1795, when Poland was divided by its neighbors of Austria, Russia, and Prussia.
This is number 44 here, Artus Court. This was a prime residence for the elite of Gdansk. Park Place. Artus Court is one of the oldest historical and municipal buildings in the heart of Gdansk.
Why is it called Artus? It's named after the British king, King Arthur, hence the name Artus Court. One of the original Round Table Talks guys.
We are at Artus Court, founded in 1351, a place where merchants, guilds, leaders, the powerful, the elite, would meet. 44, Artus Court is the most elite residence here on the long row.
This is a very distinct architecture style here in Gdansk.
A lot of the architecture style is like a combination of Dutch, Flemish, some Baroque, some Renaissance, and it's really striking with some of these buildings here, the kind of very narrow buildings, all squeezed together.
Really enjoying the architecture styles here, the new and the old. It does feel curated, it does feel put on, renovated, but it is definitely nice to look at.
At one time, this was the biggest working crane in the world.
This is the symbol of Gdansk.
We are in the crane right now. This is a depiction of it, and it was used for communication, loading and unloading, and defense.
First mentioned in 1367, what we see here dates from around 1444. We are in the crane.
The crane of Gdansk symbolizes the largest port of action in the former Lithuanian Polish Commonwealth. And this really was the port that brought in goods between Western Europe and the East and this part of Europe. This is an area for amber.
You see our Coronian Spitz video, also amber from the Baltic Sea. So you're going to see a lot of amber here.
Gdansk is the world capital of amber, so we had to visit the museum.
This is a really comprehensive museum, the Amber Museum. If you're into geology, if you're into fashion or craftsmanship, this is a must-see here in Gdansk, and we actually got the tickets with our tourist pass here.
Map of amber roads during the period of Roman influence, 20 AD to 375 AD. Look at this. Stretching up to the Baltic area where we are and beyond towards Scandinavia, but more importantly between Gdansk and Rome.
This is the largest amber altarpiece in the world here at St. Catherine's in Gdansk.
This is the Basilica of Saint Bridget in Gdansk, Poland. This is the largest altar made of amber in the world.
What's great about Gdansk is so much open space. It's a city that has been recovering still from World War II, which we'll find out in the museum today. This is St. Mary's Basilica, completed in 1502, the largest brick church in the world. Supposedly 1 million or so bricks. At one point, there were 25,000 people that could fit in here during World War II. What should I do?
This is St. Mary's Church. It's the largest brick church in the world.
Designed to a bare minimum.
This was initially a place of worship for both Catholics and Lutherans, which may be why it doesn't feel super ornate like some Catholic churches do. And then it went to just fully Lutheran. During World War II, it was mostly destroyed and then became Catholic. Right as you enter St. Mary's, there's an astronomical clock here from the 1460s. And on here, there's actually the 365 days of the year.
Take the time to go inside because they have a lot of interesting artifacts in there, arts, and of course the astronomical clock. Clearly a lot of construction here in Gdansk, Poland. A lot of foreign investment. This is what separates Poland from a lot of other countries in the EU. A much more positive, brighter future compared to most any country in Europe.
We are staying at the Hotel Scandic, and it is very central because we have the main train station right across the street. It's a great view. You see there's a lot of trams, buses, trains.
And this is our main connection point to other cities in Poland.
So Gdansk spreads out quite far beyond the Old Town. It's a very spacious city. So the Old Town of Gdansk is actually a little bit away from the sea, the Baltic Sea, but we made the journey over here. We're at one of the piers.
Really shows you, a lot of people don't realize there are almost 40 million people that live in Poland. You can't talk about Gdansk without talking about World War II.
I'm in front of guardhouse number 1. This is Westerplatte. This is the site of the first shots fired in World War II on September 1st, 1939.
You can see the real-time destruction here still, nearly 90 years later. This is the machine gun barracks and cellar below. The Germans had the Polish outnumbered nearly 10 times. Thousands on one side on the German side versus only 200 on the Polish side. The Polish held out till September 7, 1939. The initial shots were September 1st, 1939. This was an incredible place, and we're standing in front of a machine gun barracks here in Gdansk port.
This right here means war never again.
We're at the port here in Gdansk. You can see it. This is a place of trade going out to Asia, to Western Europe. This is very strategic. We're at one of the busiest ports, if not busiest port, here in the Baltic part of Europe. This is one of the reasons why World War II was initiated here. This was a very strategic position that the Germans attacked and try to take over in 1939. Today, it is a growing, very important port, a gateway between Asia and Europe.
This monument here was a gift from the Soviet government in 1966. So this kind of explains how things come together. And in 1919, with the Treaty of Versailles, they established the Free City of Gdansk, and it was protected under the League of Nations.
On September 1, 1939, the Germans approached this coast here in the Free City of Danzig. This was a neutral territory which was mostly German. But at that point when they attacked, it was the Polish who were defending their coast who had to intervene.
So with the Treaty of Versailles, they could only have 88 soldiers here at the time. So they weren't really prepared, even though they were warned for quite a while that this might happen.
This is the exact spot where the shooting initially happened on September 1st, 1939.
We are at Swojski Smak. I'm probably saying that totally wrong and I apologize. This is some true Polish food. We have potato pancakes here with heavy sour cream. It looks like a nice slaw on the side. This is the pierogi, the dumplings, and this has potato and cottage cheese inside. Big got beef roulade, but it comes with a lot of potatoes and some beets.
This is actually what I wanted. Hearty, rich, Polish food. This is where we are.
We are at the edge of Gdansk Old Town, Mr. and Mrs. Coffee. There's actually a number of good coffee shops here in Gdansk. A lot of places to get big pieces of cake, but also really good coffee, and this is reasonably priced.
This is a brownie, and we're in Poland. And the Polish do love their sweets. And this is one really creamy brownie. What else is in here, you think?
There's peanut butter, chocolate, I don't know what else.
They love their sweets in these coffee tea houses.
This is the Great Armory. It's a restored building from the 1600s. The architecture, including Flemish Renaissance, Dutch Mannerist, and Brick Gothic,
Heavily influenced by its time in the Hanseatic League and Germanic style. The sense of space here is great. In Gdansk, being a reconstructed city, we have a lot of construction projects. One of Europe's most significant and important strikes happened here in Gdansk, Poland on August 14, 1980.
This started the Solidarity Trade Union, a pro-democratic movement co-created by Lech Walesa. He was a key figure in helping end communism in Poland in 1989. This word behind me means shipyard, and in 1980 it was called the Lenin Shipyard here in Gdansk, and some workers went on strike. They won that strike. They formed this trade union, and this is what this center is basically talking about under the Soviets and how that all kind of
the larger
collapsed.
Soviet occupation here. Thus, creating a trade union under communist rule was itself a great victory. It was also supported by the Polish Pope, John Paul II, during the 80s.
There are some places you can do vodka tastings. This is one of them.
This is the longest residential block of apartments in Europe. It's called Overlook. It was built between 1970 and 1973. This is 11 floors high. It spans a half a mile, about 1 kilometer in length. Incredible. Interesting on this video, a little bit more.
So the Polish term, and I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, falowiak, actually means wave. And so you see the architectural style. It looks like a big wave because all the balconies are a little bit aligned differently. Neighboring Gdansk is the seaside spa town of Sopot.
This popular tourist destination is known for its beaches and the longest wooden pier in Europe. You can walk along the sea from Gdansk all the way to Sopot.
Kind of reminds us of the Spit in Lithuania, the Curonian Spit, with the trees, the bike lane, but much busier. Thank you for watching. Please let us know if you've been to Poland. We're curious to know. Leave a comment.
Also, like this video, don't forget to subscribe and show your support with the thanks button.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.